Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, happy administrative day, Cindy. I'm very sorry I got it.
Thank you.
Why don't we have a phone? Congratulations, Chair Linehan. Your sweeping victory.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
I missed the candidate forum on WCAT. I heard you were great.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind. I didn't feel that way, but but it's nice to hear someone say it.
You did a great job.
I think I was super tired that night. I didn't turn it in. Or I don't know, or were the Bruins doing something stupid? I can't remember.
Say it. I voted and then left the state
Wow, where'd you go?
up to New Hampshire.
Very nice.
Had to vote first.
That's right. I know.
It was a nice day. It was nice to, it wasn't so painful to be out there.
No, it wasn't.
Did you hold a sign?
I held some for Maureen and Kevin and Pete for a little bit.
Oh, they did have your, I know, I was going to call you and see if you wanted
No,
me to-
I didn't bring, I mean, I don't know. I kind of felt like maybe other folks that had contested races needed a little bit more
Yeah,
support. I suppose there could have been a robust write-in campaign. You never know.
totally robust.
Mhm. I had a friend one time that they were writing campaign. They came down and told us that like 12 people had wrote in her husband's name for a position.
We've had write-in campaigns before, but generally the candidate knows about it.
No, so you usually know. It's true.
I guess a woman in Swampscott won this election cycle for the Swampscott Board of Health on a write-in.
Really?
Yeah,
Was there an incumbent?
I don't know. Maureen just wanted us to connect and talk Board of Health. I think she knows Wakefield a little bit. What's her name?
Oh, this is a Swampscott person? that
Yeah,
maybe-
Alicia Redden.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, that's her.
I'm not keeping up.
I don't know if Swampscott has a nurse now or not. I can't remember if they lost. I think they lost theirs.
Hey, Maureen.
Hi, Maureen. Hi, Maureen.
Just walks away. Hey, you just walked away from us. There's never audio on. Oh, the headache. Who the heck is Anthony?
Notebook.
Cindy, do we have the proposed changes for this?
They were in
Yes.
the packet for today. I
That
think that
was
was the
the-
edited regs, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that should be that was the final edits that Erin sent from the last time we talked about.
Okay, but it's not,
So just look under F. That should be the final. Section F.
yeah, it doesn't, it's not reading as Anthony is hoping for us to read it. so
No,
maybe-
that's not in there. That's what we're talking about tonight.
Okay. Usually there's Anthony. I'll hold my comments.
All right, how's everyone doing?
Good, Anthony. How are
Great.
you?
Good, thank you for thank you for jumping on the meeting on such short notice. Yeah, so before we start, oh Maureen, oh you're here. How's it
She
going,
is.
Maureen?
I'm here.
Thank
Why
you
don't we
for
call
jumping
this to
on.
order? It's 8 PM on May 1st. It's the Board of Health meeting, special meeting, and who do we have here? We have everybody. Candace Linehan, Elaine Silva, Laurel Gorville, Cindy Longo, Anthony Choi, Maureen Busby. So I think first on the agenda, kind of the biggest item on the agenda is tobacco regulations. Do we want to just approve the minutes from the 6th real quick before we dig in?
Yes, I make a motion to approve the 6th.
I'll take a second.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye. Gorville.
Hi, Silva.
Linehan, aye. Okay, accepted. And
We had minutes from the emergency meeting also,
So,
right?
so,
It was the emergency meeting.
that
What-
was what we just approved. the
You
6th.
can't vote. You weren't there.
yeah,
Oh, forgive me. All right, so
No
both of you.
Worries. So,
Two
but I,
votes for approving the minutes on.
Laurel, you want to make the motion to
thought I
approve it?
did.
on the 6th? You did, I second. And then all in favor?
Gorville, aye.
Silver eye.
perfect.
Okay,
Linehan would abstain.
all right.
Okay.
Anthony, I think it's you then.
Yeah, so thank you guys. Tonight we're gonna be discussing one of the changes we were looking to make. So one of the things we had before in terms of permits, so there already was a clause that said that we cannot transfer permits between establishments. So one of the things we wanted to, and you guys may have already received this. This is the regulations as they were signed in February of 2022. It's tobacco product sales permit. That would be section E, number 6. Tobacco product sales permit is non-transferable.
Yep. That's there.
So no new permit will be issued. And then we also have maximum number of tobacco product sales permits. So this was the language that we were looking to, basically shore up. So the spirit of the regulations were to limit the number of tobacco permits within town. And I think, Maureen can speak to some of the history on this as well, but the original language was to kind of be a soft introduction for towns into restricting tobacco licenses, a number of tobacco licenses. But now looking back, we had some concerns about property value. We had concerns about owners being affected adversely when it came time to sell their businesses. But one of the things that we're seeing is our YRBS numbers as well as other data when it comes to tobacco consumption, and it comes in different forms, right? It comes in nicotine pouches, it comes in all nicotine, any products with nicotine in it. We've been seeing an increase. Obviously, we had that issue. We had Juul. Now we're seeing different forms. The industry is very innovative. So one of the things that we wanted to shore up in our regulation was, the spirit of it was a decrease in number of tobacco permits. And so instead of holding tight at this cap, we want to have a retiring cap where we don't have a time where new permits can be issued. Once a permit is retired, it is permanently retired. And so by just looking at the language here, we have a section where it says new applicants or permits who are applying at a time when the maximum number of permits have been issued will be placed on a waiting list and will be eligible to apply for a permit first come, first served. I think that's no longer relevant.
Where is that, Oops.
Oh,
Where is
that's okay. That's section 11 under tobacco product sales permit. Actually, I might be able to share my screen. Oh, actually,
Oh, I printed the whole thing out, so I'm just like, wait a minute.
Oh, that's okay. That's page 9. If you printed it out, page 9.
Anthony, I'll make you a co-host.
Okay.
Uh,
I think it's page 9 of 18. Yep. Bottom of the page. Perfect. Thank you. I'll pull it up so we can all see. So can you guys see where I'm referring to?
That's not what my page 9 looks like. Did I get the wrong? My page 9 I don't have maximum number of tobacco product sales permits. I thought we took that out. It's not. Oh, wait, sorry. Yeah, it's not. 11's
right.
not, 11's not in my, we don't have an 11.
I agree. I don't have an 11 either.
Hmm.
I
We
stop
took-
at 10.
We took that out.
Oh,
Yep.
okay, Cindy or Maureen, do I have the older regulation then, maybe?
You have what we passed for when we did the fine structure, the 1,000, 2,000. So you have from the 2/16/22 regulations.
Yep.
The edits that were sent in the packet were the final edits from
Oh,
March.
I think I pulled up the wrong one then. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, I think I pulled up the
So
wrong
they're
one.
gonna
Okay,
be
you're
numbered
just testing
differently.
us.
Oh, yeah, that was intentional. But so this is
A
as
long
I
day,
pull-
Anthony.
it's been a long day. But as I pull up the regulations here, all my comments still hold true, basically. So, we were basically looking at the retiring cap as a way to prevent, new permits from being issued once an establishment has released its permit. And that hopefully will help us, tackle a number of permits we have in Wakefield, which, from before was a much higher number. I think we had a much higher density. But at the same time, I think, if we know that the regulation has a gap in it in terms of what we were trying to accomplish, I think this is a way for us to clean that up.
And so what you're saying also is if we are more clear about our gap, then we eliminate number 6 on page 9 completely. Or you just say it's not transferable, period.
Correct, yes.
That's what I thought you were saying.
Give me 1 second, I think we found it. Okay, so there we go.
What we're really
This is-
talking about is on page 10, F2.
But if I could just comment on number 6, you might want to take that out because I think it can be confusing. A new owner of an establishment that sells tobacco is defined here and blah, 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 blah. And it tells what you need to
Right,
do. or
that's what I
can't do.
just said. We would just
Yeah,
get
so
rid of
take
it.
it out. Yeah, no, yeah.
I mean, or what you leave is a product sales permit is not transferable, because then just
Leave it at, right.
just leave it there.
Stop
Is
right
what
there.
I
Yep.
was thinking.
And then take out F2.
Right, but we have to discuss how. Oh, yeah.
So I think taking out F2 would accomplish what we're talking about without too much extra language.
Yeah,
But we're talking about, even if it's the same use, right? I mean, we're irregardless of the use, I think we're looking to take that out.
So take 6 and F2 out.
6 and F2.
well, you leave what, and
E6,
and-
E6 and F2.
E6, you would leave numbers, you would leave 6, but truncate it to a tobacco product sales permit is non-transferable. Because you have to answer that question, otherwise the person's gonna keep looking. and they're
Correct.
Going, how do I transfer this thing?
Yep,
You
I
need
think,
to address it, it's not transferable, it's my thought. But then once you make that determination, then like that's the end of the story.
so because we're not looking to increase the number of permits we have in Wakefield, number 6, Laurel's saying we can truncate it to just that first sentence. And then F2, we can eliminate entirely because that won't be applicable anymore.
And so now we don't have to fight on the language, because that is awkward.
Yes, it is.
I do imagine that we'll be receiving calls saying, asking about this, so I don't know. Maureen, you probably have the best idea just on how, people are to understand this, especially if you think that they're about to sell their establishment. I don't know if it's something that we should, we always send the new regs around to permit holders. I don't know if we might want to say, please pay attention to E6.
Well, I'm guessing like the current permit holders, this may not really impact them very much at all.
It will if they're planning to sell their establishment.
Only if they're planning to sell, right? But if they just are continuing their business, I
But you
suppose
want to
it-
make sure that they're aware of the changes so that, you know, when the time comes for them, if they do sell their business, they're gonna do it the right way and they're gonna know how to do it and what has to be done.
I think that would be correct. I think, you know, if we had discussed changing anything like a cigar minimum price or anything, I think we would send the regulations around. It would, you know, it would affect our current business owners, but we would specify, here's the change that we made, right? We wouldn't just send them the regulations, they figure it out.
Mhm.
We
The
would.
co- the cover letter would, yeah, you're right, Anthony. The cover letter says, these are the changes, and then you attach the reg.
Yep, so we'll have a specific format, like you guys are saying, we want to make sure everybody is informed when we do send these around, that, you know, here's the change that we made. Yep, so that's, I believe, the only adjustment that we were looking to make tonight was to, you know, clarify, I think, you know, the intent. So I think, you know, the change will be, just to recap, number 6, we're truncating just to the first sentence, where a tobacco product sales permit is non-transferable, and then we are eliminating F2.
And then Maureen, just because you're here and we're going to try not to drag you back again, unless you want to tell us anything new, in G, cigar sales regulated, number 4, the Board of Health may adjust from time to time the amount specified in this section to reflect changes. Are there any changes? Is the consumer price index changed? Does it matter, or?
So, I didn't print that page.
Oh, I'm sorry. So,
Laurel.
there's,
So what does it say in there?
I'm just
Because I believe-
anticipating trouble. So while we're here,
Yeah.
so number 1
So-
is no person shall
Anthony,
sell.
can you share that detail that Laurel's talking about?
Because
Gee,
I thought you did vote on an increase to the cigar minimum price.
we did, but then we left room open, saying that we may adjust it from time to time if there's a big change. in
Right, so we
consumer
just
price index.
did that, and we probably wouldn't do it for another, you know, the first one we did was probably 8 years ago. And we
Mhm.
just adjusted it recently,
Okay.
so
Well,
probably
yeah.
not for a while.
And then Laurel, just a quick question. So I wonder, I mean, should we still keep number 4 in the cigar sales rate? I'm just thinking, like, overall, you know.
Oh,
the
yeah, no,
board-
I'm not, I'm just saying while we're here, because the
Right.
way it's written, it looks like it needs a board, now, it looks like it needs a vote by the Board of Health to make the adjustment. I'm just asking, is now a time that we need to make an adjustment, or have we done it
Yep,
recently enough? Just don't want to talk about this in 6 months. That's all I'm
Yeah.
just.
Absolutely. Well, actually,
So since
I-
since I didn't
yeah.
print that page, what do you have for cigar minimum prices
Anthony,
now?
can you share that page, please?
yes, I can. I-
290.
That's it, okay, so that's the
Yep.
increase. It was $2.50 for singles and $5 for multis for several years. And you just increased it to $2.90 for singles.
And $5.80.
for multi. Yep.
Yep, and so that's
So
current,
probably-
right?
Yep.
Okay,
But,
Yep.
but I have a question on the one that I did print, under F, permit cap and proximity ban.
mhm.
Yes.
Do you all have the same language? At any given time, there shall be no more than the number of tobacco product sales permits at the time of the public hearing on November.
I was just about to ask that.
Okay,
So
yeah.
we talked.
I know, it's so weird.
Yeah, so if we're changing F2, we may no longer really need F1 because we're
Right.
saying that there is no new permit.
Right,
So the permit cap may no longer be. Well, I think what we're trying to say is the permit cap may no longer be relevant in the sense that because the permit is non-transferable,
Right.
right? And that there is no new permit application, then there naturally is no permit cap.
So I'm wondering if in the whereas statement of purpose, that, you know, I just feel like there should be an understanding in the town that there is in fact a permit attrition cap.
Right.
Or a permit cap by attrition. I don't know. I mean, when I learned how to do outlines, like you never give something a whole letter if you don't have at least 2 things under it. You don't usually do a 1. Well, or you do. We do. Down in G, we have just a whole paragraph, so you don't have to number it.
Actually, that might be
So I
mislabeled. That
wonder-
might be an H. but-
Oh, G is just a paragraph, as is,
I think G was cigar sales regulated, and then it's also sale of flavored tobacco products.
G
We
is
just need to
sale
make
of
that-
flavored tobacco products prohibited, and it's
Yep.
just a paragraph, and H is also a paragraph. So this is my
Yep.
thought. Getting back to F, you take away the numbers because we just need a paragraph, but I kind of feel, I feel that that language is a little awkward. Do we need it? Do we need it at all? You know, so one is, do we eliminate F, permit cap and proximity ban? We don't have a proximity ban, right? Because it was too awkward to try to do it.
Yep.
So, I'm just wondering if there just should be a, there is a permit cap by attrition in that no permit is transferable, nor will there be new permits available.
I think you're right, Laurel, because it is confusing, because somebody coming in is gonna want to
You're just
know.
gonna keep looking, like, how do I get it?
Yeah,
Right.
where's the cap? Was there really a cap on,
Yeah.
it's not transferable, but does that mean I can go and I can turn around and I can say to them, oh, well, you know, I'm brand new, so this is a whole new different store. Can I get
Right.
a license?
Right,
So my
You essentially do still have a cap. It's a different
Yes.
kind of cap, but you
Well,
have a cap.
well, but that's what
And-
I'm, yeah,
Yeah, and 2 points, it is easier to review from one change to another if the lettering stays the same. So for instance, that F is always permit
Yeah.
cap and G is,
Yes.
so
yes,
keeping it is the best. But, and then the other thing, as far as the numbering, Laurel, I agree with you. You know, my English background is that you don't have any numbers if you only have one.
Right.
Except that when we refer to these kinds of regulations, we refer to them by letter and number. So I think in the case of, even when there's only one line or one paragraph, I
okay,
think it is,
for purposes of,
yeah,
and we could
Yeah.
even put two, you know, parentheses, struck from permit or struck from regulation on May 1st, 2023. Like, you don't even have to print it, but you could say
right.
struck, so that if people, if people are using this as a tool to compare things, struck, omitted, retired, whatever word is in the policy books, I have no idea.
to keep it to be consistent with having a section F, like you guys are saying, that, you know, for comparability's sake, can we change this to a paragraph where we just say something along the lines of here, number 6, we can just say no new permit shall be issued, you know, as of the time of the meeting, just like it says right here.
Well, what Maureen is saying
Yeah.
is if, you know, and we are a case study amongst ourselves, right? Because we kept looking at, you know, trying to figure out if we had a cleaned up version of the regs.
Yeah.
So if you're looking and you're comparing dated regs and you're like, where did that go?
Right.
So there's two ways to do this. One is draft regs that are not approved with crossouts. So at least that's in between this reg and the next reg. So generally when we have these meetings and we're redoing a reg, we will have the big, you know, CIA draft across it on the diagonal. So that people know, you know, and then you're like draft regs discussed on May 1st. Then we decide what, you know, what language, you know, and we'll kind of write in the margins in the draft what we're doing.
Right.
And then we clean it up. We can vote on it, but it becomes published as the clean draft. So at least you have a record
Mhm.
of the working draft and then the final product. Does that sound like a process that makes sense, Elaine? Or anyone,
Sense to me,
anybody else
because
who's on regs?
I think that's what we've done before, is always had the cross out and then approved that and then gone into the final printing. I think that's correct.
So I
You
think,
have to have something from today, why did we do this? And, when was the date that they actually did review this and change everything around, or clean it up? If you don't have that, they can say, well, you never did anything. You just went ahead and changed it and didn't
Right.
bother.
so what I would do tonight, Anthony, on your working draft is
Yep.
on this one, I don't know how you do that. Well, you do a line through it, actually. You don't erase it. You don't, that's it. That's what you do.
Yep.
And then
I
even,
believe they're both, actually.
yeah, right. And then no, below it. I would go below it. Because, that's what we had. And so then you're gonna write the new one.
Right,
Aha, thank you. But also don't forget the diagonal draft.
right,
Um,
to write that it was, yep, okay.
Or even, or at least a footer that says revised on blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Because we don't want to confuse people ever again. On,
That's the goal.
yeah. We need a Robert's Rules secretary. Cindy, we love you, but I don't even know if this is in Robert's Rules. I have the book. Let's see.
And we'll have it.
The good voting procedures. Refraining from attacking a member's motives. Point of order. All right, hold on. I think this is just how we behave. I don't think it's really about motions. It's not about writing.
Well, some sort of footnote, okay.
Madam
see.
Chair, I should give you this book.
Okay, so this is
We're
now
gonna-
the clean.
So we have to decide what you want to write in F, because I feel like we should do some, oh, that's all you're doing.
Well, I can also describe the retiring cap, but I heard you describe it as maybe it should go in the whereas because that's more of a mission.
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, that was if we were getting rid of F, but then Maureen duly pointed out that one is when you would wreck the whole regulation and people would get lost if all of a sudden F went away.
Well, right, yep.
So if you're comparing things, so then, with keeping that in mind, I would recommend that we actually keep F and then we write the explanation as I can say it again. I'm sure someone else can say it better.
I mean, I totally get, I totally get where they're coming from. I'm reading through our statement here. Our whereas statement describing, basically
It could
the
be both.
harms. I'm wondering if, we might be duplicating some of this whereas in the retiring cap description.
I don't think it's awful to duplicate. This is government.
Okay,
Redundancy is
that's
not
totally fine,
awful.
yeah. Okay,
It's not a good read. It's not supposed to be.
The average person isn't going to read when they come in for permits. They
whereas.
go underneath. Yeah, no, they won't read that. They won't.
Elaine, you mean you don't read that for fun?
I have nothing else better to do.
I'm kind of
but I read
glaze
it.
over, but it's not a bad idea because it's what made us change this regulation. So it's so big an issue that we're changing F.
Right,
So I don't think it's a bad idea to throw in the whereas. Wakefield has had, historically had a higher density of tobacco permits. Therefore, well, that's not going there, but it's going,
yeah,
therefore, no new permits will be issued. Maureen, you get any ideas on language?
No, actually, what I was doing, I happen to have a file here from a couple of other communities, and I was just looking up the numbering, Laura.
Mhm.
And one has, when there's a single line or paragraph after a letter, one has the one, and that's
Mhm.
it, and the other one doesn't have any numbers.
Okay,
So
so,
you can have it either way.
so either way, but
Either way.
what I'm wondering about, so thank you. There, Anthony's doing a fine job. Whereas the town of Wakefield historically, I don't know if that's good, or,
I don't know if I would put that
yeah.
in there, whereas the town of Wakefield has, I don't know, just I'm gonna put in something about reviewed with permits, in reviewing permits.
In reviewing density, regional density, it was
Right.
found that Wakefield had a higher density of permits per population. Therefore, no new permits will be issued. After review of the regional density of tobacco permits in Wakefield.
Or high,
Um,
they were high or they
yeah,
were,
being higher. All right, after review of regional density of tobacco
Put a
permits.
comma after the word permits and say Wakefield was found to have a higher density in relation to population.
I'm not convinced that this is the place for this, not that it's my decision, but I'm looking at some others.
Well,
and
you
all
can
the
finish your thought and
whereases-
we can move it if you need to.
Yeah, we're gonna move it. We're just putting
Yep.
it
Oh,
here.
okay, oh, okay, you're gonna move it, because yeah,
Yep.
all the whereases are in the,
Yeah, they're in the preamble.
Right.
They're in
Yep.
the rationale.
We will tuck it into probably.
We're
Okay,
gonna, we're
good.
just,
probably the
we're just
end.
looking at it in this one place and
Okay.
cut and paste it to the rationale. I agree, Maureen. So,
It's found to
Um,
have a higher density.
okay, I got better English.
Okay.
Ready?
Already.
Review of permit density per population and, reflects. Oh, shit. It was good at first. All right, review. I'm just trying to get all the junky words.
all the whereases are footnoted. So there's a source for each of them.
Oh, okay, good point.
And what I do know from working on this subject with other communities, we don't have any footnotes for permit cap or density.
Well, we have,
we've
we have
cited.
the density. You have the report that gives us the density.
Yes, yeah, we have the density, but not, we can't say the, FDA or CDC or,
No, but we can reference
We can reference
The
the
study.
report, just the data.
yep.
the review of permit density studies indicates a higher, a higher permit rate. Review of permit density studies indicates a higher rate per capita. And thus, no new or permits will, bleh. This is where it gets tricky. Anyone and better at this, rate per capita, and thus, there will be an attrition, no. And thus, no new permits will be,
I think I would just do it really simple.
Yeah.
Agree. I think the more straightforward we can be.
yep, will be granted. Is that, do we grant a permit? So review of permit density studies indicates a higher rate per capita and thus no permits. will
That's
be
resulting
granted.
in, or,
Oh, and therefore, and just, now we're getting all,
Well, okay, well, my question is, again, I totally understand the explaining of the retiring cap. But I think, the reason we're going about this, where there's no new permit issued, basically after this meeting, is because permits are not transferable and there's no new permits is because of all the reasons that are stated.
I know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we're having this meeting for this reason, for the density cap. I think it warrants an explanation.
Okay, so that.
Or
yeah,
we could say we're at, you know, so on the very bottom, like the very last thing we say is, where is this Supreme Court? All right, now therefore it is in the intention of Wakefield Board of Health to regulate the sale of tobacco products, period. There will be no increase of permits, or permits will not be transferable. And thus there will be,
Will not be transferable. So you want more of a, like a summary here. Will not be transferable.
yeah, permits will not be
and
transferable,
no new permits.
Permit.
No new, yeah.
will be
Shall be-
granted.
Shall be granted.
Voila! Well done.
Thank you, Anthony.
Uh,
Thank you,
Is-
Laurel.
Could I
He's
just,
got the
could
red
I
pen.
just, could I just wordsmith that and make is
Absolutely,
issued,
yes.
is issued the,
Is it
word
issued or
when-
granted? Issued.
Shall be issued, right.
You're the one who always holds the tickets. I told you I didn't have the right word. Issued, period. Awesome.
Okay, and that.
That says it all.
seems- That seems to help us straighten this out. I'm
So
gonna take-
then, so get rid of all that junk. And
Well, that can stay.
that
This
can
this
stay.
can stay, and
Yeah.
I'll leave this in for
Yeah.
our draft regulations.
Yep,
I'll leave this in for our draft, and I'll say edited for.
Yeah.
this and copy and paste.
wonderful. We did it. Woohoo!
Nice job, guys.
All right. Is anybody feeling ready to make a motion to accept the regulations as amended?
Make a motion to accept the tobacco regulations as amended as of today, May 1st, 2023.
I second. Gorville
Any-
second.
Any discussion? Any further discussion?
Mm-mm.
Okay, all in favor?
Gorville, aye.
Aye.
Linehan, aye. So moved.
All right.
Good
Thank you guys
job.
so much.
Could you just please send us this
Yes, and
as a
I'll
draft
put,
regulation with a big old fat draft on the back of it, just so we have it?
yep, I'll put the watermark and everything.
Yep, all of that. That'd be awesome.
Okay,
Yay.
thank you for the great work, guys.
Yeah, so just logistically, we're all on deck for the 17th at 6 o'clock.
Yes,
Of May, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yep. Okay.
Candace, are you feeling a need to reorganize, or are you good?
Wow, thank you for asking.
We can think about it.
I think it warrants a discussion.
Okay, so we can put it on the agenda.
After the May 17th meeting, because you should really wait until you really have a real meeting of the board. This is kind of something that was very
No,
different.
that's what I'm saying. So I'm suggesting it go on the agenda for the next meeting.
Yeah, it should.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd be open
Look
to,
at, Candace looks very sad about it.
I'm crying on the inside.
I can tell.
Yeah,
Oh, he's trying confidential. There's gotta be draft in there.
I
Oh,
know, there's probably a custom watermark, I just missed it. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, there you go. Excellent. All right, see? Oh, see you.
Perfect.
That was awesome. The wake up breakfast, is that next week?
Next week, I believe, yes.
Did you guys, I feel like we didn't send really good invites. Do we get invites?
it's in the newsletter and we all got invites, I
We
think.
all
and-
got invites. Yeah, we did a while ago.
And
I
that
know.
newsletter that goes out, the Health and Human Services newsletter, it's in
I
there.
know. I didn't write it down.
I wrote, oh, that's.
Is it
oh,
the
June's
9th or the
20th, sorry.
16th?
15th, isn't
Um,
it? Is it the 15th?
Yeah, I have the 16th.
16th? Oh, you might
That
be
sounds-
right.
that's-
May,
that
that's
sounds right.
16th of May, and then the breakfast is the 20th of June, right?
No, the breakfast is in May.
Oh, the breakfast is in May. Well, I better get ready for that.
Yeah, so. Okay, I'll double check and have the chair of Wake Up send a more meaningful. Hold on.
Wakefield annual breakfast, Tuesday, May 16th.
Yep,
16th.
Tuesday, May 16th, 8 to 9:15 at the
Oh, and
Albion
it's
at the
early,
Albion
that's
Cultural Exchange.
Right.
Oh,
So it's
my computer
8.
is dying. Okay. Grad school and all of
And I'm
them.
sorry, where did you say it was, Anthony? AmeriCom?
The Albion Cultural Exchange.
What?
Yeah,
It
that's where it
is
is.
not-
It's an Albion Cultural? Oh.
9 Albion Street.
I would show up.
Laura, you're gonna
Little
show up to a
building.
party of
Haven't you
one.
been?
I'm
Good
supposed
thing
to be home. Oh my God. All right.
Good thing
Well,
we checked on this.
thank God. Don't tell Catherine. Oh my God. Really? Oh,
Oh, that's funny.
okay. Who would like to replace me? Where am I, Catherine? Okay, that's all. Hope you can come.
I'll be there.
Lane, can you come? I don't think you were able to be there last year.
Yeah, I wasn't. I don't know. I have appointments on the 15th and it depends. I have some things up in New Hampshire. I'm going back and forth like 2 and 3 times.
Oh my.
Have a new place up there and I'm trying to make sure I got furniture, like maybe a chair to sit on, something.
Did you buy a new place?
Yeah.
Oh,
Want to accommodate the old, new hips and knees.
the first floor kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it's all one floor. It's an individual building and it's all one floor, so it'll be good. Be good.
Okay, I don't have the details. All right. I will make sure that you guys get another invitation before the 16th that tells you where to be, if you can come. All right. I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I will second that. I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Well done. Aye.
Right.
Linehan, aye. All right, everybody.
All
Good
right,
job. Thank you for meeting late. I appreciate that.
No worries. That worked for me.
Bob.
Take
17th.
care. Thanks, Cindy.
Good
Bye,
night.
Thank you
guys.
guys. Thank
Aye.
See you
everyone.
in a couple of days, Anthony.
Oh, I
Yes.
know. Good luck. Good luck with
Good
that.
luck, Anthony.
Thank you.